Okay. So some of you have had family constellations done, and for some of you, this is totally new, first time ever experiencing this. So just as a brief introduction, so the work was developed by Robert Hellinger, who was a German family therapist, and um, his work was just so, I mean, to me, I just feel like it's just so phenomenal that it just, bloomed all over the world. Um, and I think it began I want to say in the 70s is maybe when he first started, and then continued on. So basically, the idea is, or what has been found and has become increasingly known even through the study of science and neurology and everything, is that we inherit things through our genetics. Um, we inherit certain things from our ancestors, from our family of origins, um, because they're unresolved issues in the lineage. And so this work basically uh, is this process that to me is really, stepping into the mystery of what is, right? It's stepping into this knowing field is what he called it. And when we create the space to step into the knowing field, then we have access to so much information. And the beauty of it is it goes beyond therapy in the sense that, typical of therapy is you go and you see the therapist and you explain what you're feeling and you tell them how your parents were and what happened to you and all this stuff. And although that has some value to it, certainly, but you're looking at your family history through a very limited lens of your own perception. And so this takes us into going beyond our perceptions to the bigger picture. And then by being able to perceive, if you as the client receiving the constellation, being able to perceive as the scene unfolds between different family members, even and so you can then have a clearer picture. And not only that, we're not only just seeing what's there, but we can also bring in healing through healing sentences, having conversations of just always stating the truth and always tuning into what wants to happen. So as the facilitator, I don't have an agenda. It's not like I'm going to step into it and go like, okay, well, I want to see this happen and I'm going to do whatever I can to make it happen. I am not doing anything. I am just creating the space for the energy that wants to move. So like if there was an early death in the family, and let's say that death wasn't properly acknowledged or ignored, or if there was a person that suffered from severe mental illness, let's say, and they were shunned from the family, like, so when members of the family get excluded for whatever reason, like that disrupts the orders of love. And so by then bringing whatever has been shunned back into the constellation, acknowledging what's there. And so that's just one example. There's a lot of things that can disrupt the order of love, um, suicide, war, um, uh, miscarriages, things like that, a whole host of different things. And someone's trying to get in. I don't know what happened. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So, and so the way this works is that I'll choose one of you that is wanting to have a constellation done for themselves. And then the rest of you are going to stand in as representatives. And first of all, I want to just say thank you, because this is me getting a chance to practice in this kind of format. I've done a lot of one-on-one sessions, but I've never done like on Zoom, but I've never done like a workshop style thing. And apparently when COVID hit, that's kind of where it was. Family Constellations had to figure out like, okay, well, now we can't get together in groups. How can we do this online? And so they were able to and have found that it works to do it online. So it's just another way of doing this. What else do I want to say? So yes, so each one of you, so the client, the person receiving the constellation, get to choose who's going to stand in for what. So let's say if it was Jamie, okay, Jamie's going to get a constellation, and you're bringing up, oh, well, I have this chronic health issue, making something up. Okay, well, choose somebody for your mother. Who do you want that to be? You would look at the faces here and choose somebody. So yes, if you could turn on your video, that's helpful. And so then we would then assign people. And then the session begins, and I just start asking questions like, okay, how is the mother feeling? How's the father feeling? How is the, the person standing in as the client feeling? And we just start to see what's there and what wants to happen. So does anyone have any questions so far? No? Okay. All right. So let's just take a moment to center ourselves and kind of just create a sacred space here. And so I just invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. I'm just going to set up the field. And maybe just bring in your intentions of like why you're here. What is it that you want to experience? Okay. Who is feeling? So, who is feeling like they have something very strong that you would like to address in a constellation? Aubrey. Okay, Aubrey, you are the lucky winner.
So, oh my goodness. Sorry, someone tried calling me.
Oh.
But I've been having a lot of emotions with like anger and stuff, and mainly with time and not getting things done the way like I thought that they were done. Or things will pop up and it takes even longer and I don't get done what I wanted to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Or things will keep happening to trigger me, and I think it's coming from like a trauma place or something, and it's trying to be released, and I keep working on it, but it just,
Okay.
yeah.
Anger. So wanting to work with anger. Okay. So let's choose someone here in the group to be yourself. Stand as
Okay.
you.
Do I just like
Just choose somebody. We have Michelle, Barbara, Simon, Laura, Audrey, Julie, Rockland. Yeah, Jamie, Stephanie. Whatever you're drawn to. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just go with your gut and instinct of who you're drawn to, and you look at these people. Who do you feel would be a good one?
I think
Say again.
Michelle.
Michelle. So Michelle, you're going to stand in as Aubrey. And then Aubrey, let's choose someone to be your mother.
Okay. I guess Laura.
Laura, you'll be the mom. And then someone for your father.
Barbara.
Barbara. And then I feel like we should bring in your son, your child.
Yeah. Stephanie.
Definitely the child. Okay, so let's start there. So then Michelle is you. I just want to write this down. The child. Laura's the mother. Oh no, Laura's the father. Sorry, I forget now.
No, Barbara's father. Laura's my mom.
I want to make sure as I dress. Okay. Okay, so let's start with Michelle. So you're all now standing in the knowing field is now open. You're now standing in as each of these representatives. And Michelle, how is the client feeling?
So so just to be clear, so how am I feeling as Aubrey?
Yes. Yes. So
Okay.
you are feeling so just trusting
Yep.
what's yeah.
Okay.
And just stepping into the role of Aubrey. How is your body saying? What are you feeling?
Okay. I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah.
I'm just so fed up with not being able to get everything done. I feel like there's no time at all anymore. And for all the things that not only I want to do, but what I need to do for myself as well. And it's very frustrating because I'm always doing everything for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm just running out of time. And it makes me really fucking mad.
And when you look at the child, who's Stephanie, when you look at the child, her child, this is your child. I'm going to speak to you as if you're Aubrey. When you look at the child, what is there?
I feel like this is where all my energy is going.
Mm-hmm.
And as much love as there is, I feel like there's everything I have is going here.
And how is the child doing, Stephanie?
Feeling supported. When you were talking earlier, I was feeling like sadness, like I wanted to cry. But right now I feel like I'm being supported.
Okay. And so, Michelle, standing in as the client, when you look at your mother, what do you feel?
My mother's Laura, or
Mm-hmm.
okay. I feel a rush of emotion and of remembrance of everything that she gave me. And so I want to give that. I want to give again, like as much as what's been given to me. But then I still realize that I'm not giving to myself again. Every time I realize how much I give out, I realize how much my own needs are not getting met. And that's what's frustrating.
Laura, the mother, how's the mother feeling? Looking at this.
Yeah, at first I was feeling like some tension in my neck, actually. But then hearing Aubrey talk about, I think what she was saying is being given things, what sounded like maybe from her mother, I'm not sure, but there was a sense of appreciation, but also when she was talking about being frustrated and angry, I was thinking that, you know, she is expecting a lot from herself and being very hard on herself. And I was wanting to relieve some of that for her.
Okay. And how are you feeling in your bodies now?
Better. It like sort of the energy is like kind of sinking a little bit more into my belly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how is the father doing in all of this?
I feel distant, cut off, kind of pissed. I'm standing with my back turned, my arms crossed, and my throat's really tight.
And Michelle, how's the client feel? How does Aubrey feel looking at her father?
It's hard to, it's not scrolling all the way, but I do have a sense of when I did see her on the screen. There was, well, when my mother was talking, there was a release happening around, or actually around the throat, just outward in all directions. And yes, I was talking about the mother as being the, you know, the nurturer and giving until there's nothing left to give. And then looking at the father was a deep resentment and a sense that he didn't do, I mean, he was providing, but he wasn't doing, he wasn't giving 110%, like the women in my life. Yeah.
Now, Aubrey, were your parents, were they ever married? Or like actually together?
They were, but my dad, he tried to take away from my mom when I was 4 because we were in a really toxic environment with my mom.
Mhm.
And she got a lawyer and got him arrested, and we never saw him until I was 18. And my mom, there was good and bad.
Mhm.
She's an alcoholic and has a mental illness.
Mhm. Okay.
I don't talk to her anymore.
Mhm.
But I talk to my dad all the time now. But I think there is resentment there because he was never able to be in my life.
Mm.
And he lives all the way in Washington, so we can't really actually even interact with each other now. We just talk on Facebook or on my phone.
So let's have the father and the mother. The father turned towards the mother. He's like, no. Mother, how does the mother feel?
Sad. It feels sad under the circumstances, and yeah. Yeah, trying to reach into that place of like my part in it, but not quite feeling quite remorseful about it, but thinking like not able to go to that place.
Mhm.
Kind of even actually, maybe a little bit removed.
Mhm.
That responsibility.
Okay, so the father does not want to turn towards the mother. Um, how does the father feel towards the daughter when he turns and faces her?
A feeling of love and relief and regret. but also more open. Doesn't want to look at the mom.
Mhm.
Would
So,
like to move closer to the daughter, but it's like there's a distance.
so what happens if the daughter is facing the parents? The father's facing Aubrey, as is the mother. The father's not facing the mother, but they're both turned to Aubrey. And so just stating the facts, you are both my parents and I'm your daughter. So just say that out loud, Michelle, if you would. So just say I'm your dad. Yeah, you are my parents.
You are my parents. I am your daughter.
I am connected to you.
I am connected to you.
You both gave me life.
You both gave me life.
The
So
father wants to be as far away from the mother as possible.
how does the mother feel?
Again, just pretty neutral, just kind of present, but not having a lot of emotion.
Mhm.
Yeah, almost stoic of the situation.
I don't think she can take accountability for what she's done and what she's doing still.
Yeah, we're just gonna see. What wants to happen here?
The father's just really pissed.
So let's
Just
just have the father say, can the father say to the mother, I am very angry. Just say it out loud.
I'm really angry. My arms are crossed and I'm just glaring.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can
My
feel.
whole body's just really tense.
Mhm. How does the mother feel?
A little bit more of the tension in my throat. Some more response from that, but still not quite ready to accept that responsibility or see the part I played in all of this.
Mhm.
Self-protection, not being able to really see either her father or her.
Mhm.
My father has something to say.
Mhm.
You took her from me.
Mm.
It's really angry.
Mhm. And that is a truth. But how does that land with the mother when she hears that?
Yeah, I was just doing what I thought I needed to do.
Mhm.
I was doing what was best for me.
Mhm.
But I see your anger. I see why you'd be angry. And I'm not really sure why I felt I needed to keep her from you.
What if the mother could say to him, you are the father of our child, which is the truth. So just
You are the father of our child, which is the truth. And I'm sorry that you didn't have all those years with her.
That was a release.
Yeah.
And that just made me want to cry a little bit.
Makes me want to cry too. Really, no, I'm really sad. Really sad.
Yeah. It's like now being in the present, I don't know why I did what I did. I'm not sure why that was so important to keep you from her.
What if the mother says to him, I take back what was mine?
I take back what was mine,
And what did not belong to you?
what did not belong to you.
Does that feel true, Laura?
Somewhat, not 100%.
100%.
The father's just kind of puzzled at that. That's like not
Yeah,
quite
that
sure.
makes sense. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, feels like the apology felt more true, more powerful.
Yes. The father's not ready to forgive the mother, though.
No, he doesn't have to forgive. In constellations, we don't have to forgive. When someone says sorry, the forgiveness is not expected.
Mm.
That's what needs to be said. And so the father,
The father wants to turn towards the daughter more.
mhm,
Yeah, I do as well.
mhm. Yeah, so turning towards the daughter. Perhaps the two of you saying to her, you were the little one and we were the big ones. And they'll say that one at a time.
You were
You
the
were-
little one. I was the big one.
Yeah.
I can't say we. I
Yeah.
was the big one.
And you were the little one and I was the big one. I was responsible for you. And I took on all that responsibility, like shut out your father.
Can the mother say, this is your father and he will always be your father?
Yeah, this is your father and he'll always be your father.
Mhm. True.
And I see your connection with him now. And I'm wondering what happened with us.
So maybe say to the daughter, as the mother, what happened between your father and I has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, what happened between your father and I has nothing to do with you. And your father tried to be there. I'm sorry I didn't allow that to happen.
How does the daughter feel?
At the beginning of this, she just had her hands outstretched in both directions, just keeping them from one another. And when the apology happened, it felt that her hands fell down to her sides, like in like relaxment and like relief that she didn't have to hold that like space away from each other. And definitely felt in the middle of everything. And hearing this can understand like why there felt like to be such a percentage of giving on one side and a lack of giving because there wasn't allowed to be any giving on the other side. And then yet still holding like resentment for like, yeah, he fought for me, but he didn't fight hard enough for me. And there was something else, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh, and then my cat came and laid on my lap when that happened.
Mm. So how about as the daughter facing the parents? I was a little one, you were the big ones. You were supposed to give, and I was supposed to take.
I was the little one, you were the big ones. You were supposed to give, and I was supposed to take.
I thought I was giving you what you needed, what I could.
She knows.
And the father?
This feels kind of neutral in that aspect, just but relaxed body,
Mhm.
really distant from the mom, but turns but the mom is just not that important right now. It's really just looking towards the daughter with such love.
Mm.
And my hands are outstretched.
So does the daughter want to embrace the father?
Oh, not yet. No.
Not yet, no.
Mhm. How
It's
about-
the it's not it's not um it's not like an angry type of no, it's just a no.
Not yet. Not yet.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's not a lot of it's just no, it's just very clear.
Mhm. Would this be true for the daughter to say that I am an adult now and I have my own life to live?
Yes, I am an adult now and I have my own life to live and trying to still deal with all this stuff from the past. So appreciate them being here and working this through because this helps me move forward.
The father has something to say.
Mhm.
I only want the best for you.
Yeah, and her mother wants to connect with her, but isn't sure where to start or what to say. wants to kind of ask.
The father actually wants to turn more towards the mother,
Mhm.
still very far away.
Can he say to the mother, "You are the mother of our child"?
Yes, I wanted to say, you gave life to our child. I wanted to say that.
Mhm.
And also, why did you mess up so much?
Mm.
Some resentment and kind of a flare of like, really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't feel like I had that awareness enough. It's just a detachment on the responsibility.
The father's looking at the mother, and the mother looks like, to me, looks like she's off looking somewhere else.
I'm looking at you, the father, and I feel like I don't know who you are.
Mm. I don't know who you are either.
Wonder who the mother could be looking towards. If the father says that the mother is looking for someone else, is that what the
Mhm.
father was perceiving? Aubrey, did your mom remarry?
Yeah, she did. She did twice. Her first husband, she cheated on my dad with, and he was an alcoholic and into drugs.
Mm.
So they both thought that they could get child support from my dad and still be able to pay for their kind of lifestyle at the time.
Mm. So there were two.
And then when I was 12, she remarried again. And he was better than my first stepdad, but he was a creep.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wonder, should bring in the two stepfathers just for a moment to see. So Aubrey, pick someone to be your first stepfather and someone to be the second stepfather.
Okay. My first stepfather, I can only see a few people, so I'm just gonna pick what I can see.
Mhm.
My first one is gonna be Julie,
Mhm.
and my second one is gonna be Jamie.
Okay. Okay. So Julie, stepping in as the first stepfather in this constellation. What's the stepfather feeling?
Um, I not a lot of emotion, actually,
Mhm.
just kind of present and not accepting of like that he's part of any of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So when he looks at Aubrey and the mother and the first father, there's just kind of like no feeling.
Yeah. Maybe a bit of guilt in his gut.
Mm.
Maybe a bit of guilt in the gut. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Oh.
but for the most part not feeling connected.
Mhm.
The father has something to say.
Mhm.
Just feeling really agitated and says, "Get that guy out of here."
Mhm.
He's really close to the mom. It's like, ugh.
Mm. Yeah.
How does the mother feel with the first stepfather?
Yeah, similar to how the stepfather's feeling, like just kind of, it's just like doesn't matter, doesn't resonate. Kind of, he's been there and gone.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the second stepfather, how's he feeling?
The the first thing I felt was a sense of like possession. Like not like a place of love, but like a place of like, oh, I've got this now. It's something to have rather than to nurture, I guess. But that's really the strongest feeling that's coming out, is this idea of like family, but not in the sense of like nurturing family, in the sense of like having a family. If that makes sense.
And so Aubrey, is this second stepfather still a part of your life?
No, I stopped talking to him too.
But are they your mom and him are
Like-
or is she?
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't talk to any of my mom's side of the family.
Okay.
Like, my mom tried to take my son away and got with my son's dad. Not like got with him, but tried to help him.
Mhm.
And my son's dad has a mental illness, and I was afraid of him. So,
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. So
Maybe that was where that possession feeling was coming from, was like, maybe it was taking, like, but I just felt this strong sense of like, I need to possess that. Oh yeah.
yeah. How does the mother feel in looking at the first or the second stepfather?
Not a lot is coming up, but I keep thinking about yeah, that desire to take the son, her son.
Mhm.
and I was a really good mom. Like, she had no reason to do that besides me boundaries with her.
Mhm.
Yeah. And being here now, I'm like, why would I want to do that? Why would I need to do that?
Let's bring in the Aubrey. Is it okay we bring Simon in to be the father of your child?
Yeah.
So Simon, you're going to be the father of Aubrey's child,
Okay.
and just coming into that. How is the father of the child feeling?
like numb, and I mean, it's almost like my mind is my own, and perhaps he's more. It's like the mum and the second stepdad doing the talking,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just kind of anything for an easy life. So they're dominating me in what they're telling me to ask for. As in, my brain has really just gone really foggy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had
Yeah.
a going on too for a while. Like my mom and my dad, or my stepdad, trying to force him to be in a position that he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah.
When as soon as you like assigned Simon that role, I had this feeling of like, hey buddy, what's going on? Like in this like weird sense of camaraderie, but like creepy. Like the word that you used earlier was
Yeah.
creepy. It was like I felt this all of a sudden. It's like, oh hey, what's going on, buddy? You're here. Nice. Let's do this. Like ha 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 kind of thing. But it didn't feel genuine. It just felt kind of creepy and
Yeah. I have a feeling of sort of this like grabbing at things, but not maybe from my own place, like not where I'm wanting that, but I think the stepfather is like driving this sort of this need, this want, this like control of the situation. And as the mother, being more wanting to appease him than thinking about my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
the impact that has on her and her son.
How's
yeah, and that sense of possession is just the looming feeling that I've got right now since the beginning.
I have no attachment to those two. I just feel that they're both talking, and my head is just fog. They could tell me to do anything really. It's just it's like it's like I've gone down this road that I can't. I don't know where I am anymore, and I can see my son, but it's like unobtainable. It's out of my control. Like I'm being a pawn.
That is the exact word I was just thinking, as being a pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The father has something to say.
Mm-hmm.
I feel very, very distant observing this like play going on. It's like watching it, but not able to do anything about it.
Yeah, and the stepfather just feels control. It's like this, like that possession, that control, that like, ooh, I can do this. I'm able to get away with this, is what came up when I heard that.
How what comes up for the daughter when she looks at the second stepfather? Oh, you're muted. You guys can stay unmuted. Yeah.
There's really not too much feeling. I just listening to basically this game that everybody's been playing and being in the middle of that, just feel really, really stuck in the middle of really a bunch of nonsense. Just, people trying to control each other and manipulate in ways I don't even know why they're even doing it. And this is what's sucking all the time away is them just playing this game with people's lives, with my life, with my son's life, and it's just like, just knock it the fuck off already.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it. Just done with it. I want to be able to end this and like focus really what is important. Because it's all a bunch of nonsense right now to me.
Mm-hmm.
In this game that they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the mother's feeling sad about that. Like a little bit like not in control of any of it. Not doing what she can. I'm not doing what I can, maybe to stop this. But feeling sad for my daughter that she's in the middle of this.
And as I heard that, I had the feeling that it didn't matter, that you're easy to control. And it's just part of the game, is the feeling that I got. That it's the fact that you feel that way doesn't matter because nothing's going to change anyway.
So if would the daughter want to turn to the mother and stepfather and say,
She wants to tell them to stop.
mm-hmm. Yes,
Even now, it's just a bunch of there's nothing. You're not even like, there's nothing even to control anymore. And they just keep going anyway, just
mm-hmm.
to stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's very draining.
Yeah.
Even though they're not in her life anymore, and it still affects, all these games are they're just stupid.
Right. So can she
And-
say, I have my own life to live?
I have my own life to live now.
And
You
none
don't
of
have,
none of this belongs to me. This all belongs to you.
this is all yours. None of this belongs to me. I give it back.
Yes. How does that land?
I think mother wants to turn to other things, but doesn't want to let go of her daughter.
The stepfather likes the game too much. It's the thrill of it. So he's not planning on stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, as a mother, I feel helpless.
Mm.
It's kind of stuck.
Well, I want to say for Aubrey that you have no control over me anymore. None of you do. I give permission to myself to let go of anything I allowed you to have on me before.
Mm-hmm.
The father has something to say.
Mhm. Go ahead.
I'm feeling just kind of anxious. I want to get closer to my daughter now that, she's separated from that kind of play, but he doesn't know how to do it.
So maybe ask the daughter as the father, what do you need from me as your father?
That feels right. What do you need from me as your father? I want to be closer to you.
I need time.
Mm.
Can the father give time?
With love, yes.
That's the conflict, because I feel like I have no time. So I don't even have time. I feel like even by you giving that to me, it gives a little bit more space in my schedule, I think,
Mhm.
to give to be ready, maybe, possibly sooner than I would expect.
Is there anything that wants to be said to the father of her child as the daughter? What does she feel when she faces the father of her child?
There's a lot of anxiety, but it's losing its power. It's only there because it's always been there. So it's just a matter of like standing in my own power and knowing that I can lead from my own place and not have like these puppeteers over me. I can like cut those strings, and I can see how he's being manipulated as well, but it's not really my responsibility.
Mhm.
My son is like my whole world, and that's where I want to focus my attention and my energy and my time.
Mhm.
But I also still want to give myself some time too, but I don't know how to do that.
How does the mother feel when she says that? When you hear her say those things?
I'm not sure feeling a lot, but thinking more about how she can find time for herself, how she can tend to herself and her son and reach out to her father.
I'm wondering if the mother could say to the daughter, because I'm feeling like Aubrey didn't have anyone to role model that for her. Like, how do you take care of yourself? How do you love yourself? Carve time. So I'm wondering if the mother can maybe say, I'm sorry for not showing you how to love yourself.
I'm sorry that I didn't know how to love myself, and therefore I wasn't able to model how to love yourself or to let the people around you love you in a good way. And I continue.
And I know you weren't taught that. It's how do you teach something you're not taught? Thank you for saying it.
And I'm glad I'm here with you right now. The feeling of a big wash of emotion coming over me, and a sense of presence with you, my daughter, that I'm not able to have in real life, but here.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So, what do I do if they all show up in court? Like, because I'm going through court for son, and the first time I went to court, they showed up. And how should I just ignore or take what I learned here and try to implement that? Or
Mm. So, well, let's finish the constellation.
okay, sorry.
Well, it's okay, because I don't want to detract from what's happening here, the energy that's happening here. And then we can look at that question. So how is the daughter feeling now?
There's I'm just tired. But not in a drained way, but like in a relaxing way.
Mm-hmm.
And honored to actually be in the middle of this and to, you know, have this odd attention to me all my life, even though it's weird and bizarre that you know, these were their ways of like showing me they cared and that they loved me.
And when you look at your son now, how do you feel?
There's even more love for him, and I see the respect that I wish I was given. And I want to give him like the things that I now know that I wasn't given, I want to be able to give them to myself. And then by giving them to myself, I can teach him. And I can give him, you know, the same honor and respect and love that I'm learning how now to give to myself, because these people in my life didn't know how to do it. And I feel like my real father is going to have a big part in this healing, even though I might not be ready. I feel like it's going to be a big part of knowing and understanding how to like give to myself by accepting his love.
And the Father says, I'm ready whenever you are. And feels kind of teary about that statement.
Is there anything that the child is feeling, the littlest one?
I'm feeling very loved and supported by my mother, and I just want her to, I want to see and have her feel like she loves herself.
I feel like this has come to a completion. I feel like there's not much more movement that wants to happen right now. I feel like there's been enough. So everyone can just bow out of their roles. You can just imagine stepping out.
I'll have to say, and this is just, it's a weird how getting in a role, you feel these energies, but when you asked your question, Aubrey, what I felt, the answer that I felt immediately was, please antagonize me. Please, please, please antagonize me. So I would say, don't do that. But that was just my feeling as your wicked stepfather. That's how I felt. I felt wicked stepfather, and I was like, yes, please do that. Please come to me and give me a reason, but yeah, but that was, I don't know where that's coming from, but that's what I felt.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting out of this role. It's out.
Okay. So Aubrey, now that you've, this is constellation, it's been complete. And your question about, okay, now what happens when I run into these people in real life?
Yeah.
So really, it's not about, now, it's possible in constellations that, so the thing is, you want to receive the transformation first.
Okay.
Within yourself.
I did feel a lot of shifting and stuff as this session was going.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah. And so
a lot of grief, I think, though, because I'm feeling a lot of pain, like in between my shoulder blades, and that's usually where grief died. So.
Can I say something about being in court? I don't know if it's appropriate. Just having been to court.
I think it's fine. Aubrey, that's up to you. Do you want to receive?
Yeah, I'm open to any kind of feedback or anything like that. But
yeah, I actually, Tanya taught me this year. It's just like a grounding down and keeping your energy like aligned, in your own plane, and just not letting them into your energy field, and just empowering yourself, and power poses in the bathroom beforehand. It's also really helpful.
Yeah. I say, yeah, don't let it be about them.
And just, and be open to whatever, just maintain your own space, and bring somebody on your, who supports you. Yeah.
And if you physically feel like, you can even go like this and like cut those strings, or cut them however you want to do it, and just like physically, who cares who's watching you? Like you can like, or do it in the bathroom with your power poses, but like, just keep clearing those. Like they're like fishing you. They're
Yeah.
like trying to like attach back and just keep. Oh, thanks for reminding me that was there. Okay, I'm gonna, cut that again, wherever it is.
Yeah.
Maybe I've been angry too. I've been constantly trying to repel that kind of energy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I
Go ahead, Simon.
Yeah, I actually feel, and I felt this as your ex and listening, was that they're actually quite scared of you and that they've almost ganged up as the three of them to be able to try and fight you. But they haven't got the strength that you have, and they know that. And it's like the ex just knows he needs to go off and get his help if he's going to have a chance to be in his son's life. He's looking at you in awe, kind of. You've got your shit together, and they haven't. And so really, if you're standing in that power that you have, then that power just will diffuse anything that they're throwing at you. You just have to be in you, and your light's strong, and that's it. You just be you. Well done.
Yeah.
One other last thought is you having the strength and seeing their situation, and having fierce compassion and fierce boundaries. Just
Yeah, I'm learning about the boundaries. It's hard.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the constellation, and you'll have the replay to this, is that being able to see that, oh, that's their stuff. It has nothing to do with me or anything I did. I didn't do
So I
anything.
still just myself and my son when I'm in court.
You still
Just
have to
because. So I just focus on myself and my son and my power, even if I'm in court, even though that their stuff still doesn't belong to me.
Yeah.
You're energetically way more powerful than the three of them together.
And it's such a
You can even do like an energy, like, I don't know, Tanya can probably help with this, to create like an energy field for yourself before you go in there. So, so that you can protect yourself a little bit more, just that extra little intention of, I mean, I hate to say it, I feel kind of childish, but that like, I'm made of rubber. It's going to bounce off of me. Like whatever they throw at me, it's not going to, it's just going to go right off. But that's how I feel about it, is like when I have to be around people that, I mean, and I'm very sensitive. My sister, Julie, she knows, like, oh my gosh, I can vomit if I'm supposed to be around somebody I have an issue with. Like it makes me physically ill. And so I have to really, really
starts reacting to.
Yeah, I have to really bring that idea of protecting myself. I even have like protection oil and all kinds of stuff. But I do believe it's just an energy field. And she's the expert in energy. So yeah, that's what I would try to do, is just make it so that in your heart and in your soul, that they're not going to affect you, and whatever that takes to truly integrate that into your heart.
Yeah. And it's a cultivation. I mean, that's the thing. We tend to think it's a one and done deal. You know what I mean? And it's not. It's about maintenance. It's something that you have to do and choose every day, every moment.
Because I've been work, and I feel like I'm still like constantly doing work to try to make myself strong. Like, man, like what the heck? Like, why am I not there yet?
Well,
There's not a destination. It's a journey. There's not a destination.
And over time, like, I mean, I know it feels like, God, I'm working out, like I'm working so hard. Eventually, you know, a year from now, 3 years from now, 5, 10 years from now, you'll look back and you'll go like, oh my God, like I am so much stronger. But when you're in the moment, it's hard to see
You
it.
don't feel that way. Okay.
You don't feel that way until you have some
I just, like enormous amount of pressure sometimes. Like I feel like I'm being squished, like and I'm about to pop.
yeah.
And that's when you breathe. That's when you take awareness away from everything and go right to your breath when you feel that way. That's the only thing I know what to do. That's when you feel that, what do you do? Close your eyes
I
and
remember
breathe. Yeah.
Audrey, who's on here, Audrey Gold, she brought that up once in a conversation. I feel like it was during one of the peace program, whatever. You had mentioned the power of the breath.
Yeah.
Really, just that simple. Just breathe. Like
I think I might put that on my wall. Breathe. And pause.
Yeah.
If you get really good, then you learn to laugh. You know, I'm a laughter yoga leader. So yeah, the next step from breathing
Really?
is, and then you laugh at it, and then that
I wanted
changes
to
the
go
whole-
to that. I just had to do something else at the time or something, so I wasn't able to make it. But the next time you have something, let me know. And
Okay, yeah, this Monday night at 6:30.
Yeah,
and
laughter
then
yoga with Jamie. If anybody wants to reach out to her, she's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Audrey got kicked out. Okay, so any other questions about this work? Or we've been on for an hour, more than an hour. No, it's all. Yeah, go ahead.
Is Tanya, is it okay? I'm sorry. I got so excited to talk. I threw myself out of bed. I didn't know if it was appropriate while it was going on for the during the conversation. So I held off on mentioning this. There was a point during just trying to sort out why the mother was so numbed out. She really, I got this overwhelming sensation that, and this might be a family or an ancestral pattern that's going on, that she is running from fear of loss. She is numbing herself out. She's drinking, she's doing, and it's interesting because she's creating that same cycle of loss in her life, and she's running from it, but she's bringing it back to her because she's not dealing with it. And I got that just overwhelming sensation that is really kind of an important key or a root cause to either understanding her, but then also, this can repeat, or this thread can go into your life, and that might be where some of this anger that you're not like, you have the right, absolutely, based on what we learned here, to be angry. That to me makes sense. But the lack of time, or the feeling like you don't have time, it's that same manifestation coming through in a different way for you. Is that fear of loss?
I feel
so
like,
however you receive that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying so hard to break the generational curse or whatever, grasp so hard to keep it in the family. And I feel heartbroken because I can't do anything about it because the other side is perpetuating it.
Yeah.
And
I think there's a cycle that needs to be broken there for you.
And I'm trying to hold it together and trying to make sure that I can heal him through this whole process. But I feel like some things I just can't do. And I think that's where I feel like my time isn't.
Yeah.
I feel like I did something a long time ago and now I'm stuck.
Right. Because for you, it's the loss of time, but it's still that same thing. Your mother felt like loss of love, I think, and then yours is loss of time, not enough time, having to make up time, not enough time to do this, but it's still kind of that same echo coming through, as it's occurring for you in a different way. And it might be good to sit with that, or do some healing work around that sense of loss.
I think I'm going to do a healing session with that. and see what comes up. I think it's really been wanting to release for a while, and it's, so,
break this cycle for your whole family, or at least end it with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Audrey. I felt that too. I felt like, oh, we could dive into the mother's lineage and just keep like track that. But sometimes like with, we only have so much time. It's like, okay, well, now that we know, we could go deeper into this or that. I mean, that's what can come up in constellations. It's like, oh, okay, we only have time for this right now, but then we can see like different avenues that you can go down, because there's all these layers, right?
Yeah.
So that's really good. Very insightful.
It'd definitely be something to do in like a one-on-one session, which
Mhm.
I did with you with my mom and my great grandmother or something. It was like way down.
Yeah.
Still more work to be done. So it's like
Yeah.
it isn't that one session done to fix everything. You gotta keep
Right. And then of course, like in this session, it's going to continue. So these, when you receive a family constellation session, it can continue to work on at this level of the soul for a while. You know what I mean? It might not, like, things will just start to unfold in a different way, and different aspects will shift and change in your life. And so sometimes the results or the ultimate culmination doesn't happen until, months down the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit of a shift already. I feel like I'm geared to a different path than I feel like I was on.
Mm-hmm.
So I really appreciate you guys for that.
Yeah. You guys did awesome. Good job, everybody. All right. Much love, everybody. Thank you for joining. Really, thank you so much. It was fascinating to see how this happens on a screen. And
That was pretty cool.
It was
Yeah, that was
awesome.
really neat.
Yeah. Great.
Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Aubrey, for sharing and going so deep. Like, I think all of us had tears at one point, and I'm sure you did. And yeah, that was pretty magical. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for being willing, Aubrey.
Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable.
Mhm. All right, everyone. All right. Cheers.
Thanks, Lee.
Until next time.
Yes, I'll send everyone the link to laughter yoga. So if you want to join, you can.
Great. Sounds good.
See you soon, Tanya.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.